Hey, and welcome to our show. I'm Geek, and
I'm Freak.
yes, he is. This is our show, Geek and Freak, and a random rat named Minute Maid. But anyway, this is our show, Geek and Freak. Our show is going to be about things that are geeky and things that are
Freaky.
like this. What the? What are you wearing?
The hazmat suit. It's to prevent the zombie apocalypse.
We don't actually rehearse lines. Anyway, he looks like a giant condom. Oh, he's doing the veggie tail dance. Get away from me! Oh. And then there's the rat again. Now, anyway, the show Geek and Freak is a don't go there! Is a talk show about things that are geeky and things that are freaky. We'll be talking about things like comic books, video games, movies, mangas, whatever. And of course things that are freaky, like zombies. This is generally what you see in a zombie film. Let me ask you, Freak, why is that?
I have no idea. They're trying to prevent it from escaping the lab, I guess, but really these suits have no protection whatsoever.
And because, of course, as we know it, most zombie infections are through what? Biting. Maybe that's what the mask is for.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
to
so
keep me from biting people.
Yeah, exactly. He's the one infected. The people in the suit are the ones infected. Right. But anyway. Now, zombies. You know, there are actually people that dress like this and actually prepare, like doomsday preppers, for example. Yes, getting guns and literally toilet paper and other things stocked up, ramen noodles and such. In the... I told you he's a freak. In the event of a real zombie apocalypse. So let me ask you, a zombie apocalypse, do you think it's possible?
Oh yeah, definitely. The Black Plague was a zombie outbreak.
Some people actually believe that. Some people believe that the Black Plague was a virus that was very similar to, you know, like the one off of Resident Evil, the T virus, and that people were zombies. And for the most part, they pretty much were. I mean, they were walking around partly dead. So, I mean, and then they would die. So, pretty much like a zombie apocalypse. And, you know, there are other viruses that can mimic this. Rabies, for instance. Did you know that when a person has rabies, it causes their brain to swell a little bit, and it makes them go, well, insane. And before they die, they can actually bite and infect other people with rabies. Also, mad cow disease. There's something similar to mad cow disease people are working on right now in laboratories. Scientists have found a protein molecule that's in people's brains that can actually cause them to have better memories. You know, for diseases like Alzheimer's and stuff like that, that would be awesome, right? Yes, agreeable. The only problem is that it causes them to go insane because this is actually a stem from mad cow disease. I hope he hasn't caught it yet. And, you know what's the funny part? It's contagious. So, they're actually working on a zombie virus right now. So, it's highly probable. But, you know, in the past, there has been in history, in people's beliefs, that, you know, the dead have come back to life. For example, you know, the word zombie actually comes from an African... What are you doing to that poor thing?
It's trapped.
Like a rat in a jar. I told you he's a freak. But anyway, in Africa, tribes, they would have a ceremony happen when a person died. There would be a witch doctor around, and he would try and permit two souls from escaping a person. They called them angels, by the way. A person, when they died, had a big angel that went on to be wherever, heaven, hell, wherever they believed it went, and then a little angel that might stay behind unless the witch doctor allowed them to pass. If they didn't, they'd return as a flesh-eating zombie. Creepy, huh? And even in Norse mythology, they believe the Vikings, like some of them, came back to life and, how about that, would come back to life and actually continue killing. Wow. Viking zombies. Wow. The world would be dead in like 2 days. And of course, with a little pillaging and raping, you know, you could have undead babies.
An undead baby.
An undead baby. Or an undead monkey, you know, from Pirates of the Caribbean. But either way, so there have been beliefs about zombies going back thousands of years, even to Samaritan times. So they're in our history books, they're in some people's beliefs, And we've already seen the possibilities. What do you think about all this, Freak? I mean, you are the zombie expert.
I think we will see it happen within 10 years.
10 years.
The zombie outbreak will definitely occur. Everyone is gonna become a zombie.
Wow, that's scary. Some believe it's by atomic radiation. Do you think this is a possibility?
No.
No, probably people will just, grow extra limbs and die. If that happened. There are people that also believe in voodoo zombies. Why? Because there have been reports of a witch doctor that gets hold of a pufferfish. He gets the poison from a pufferfish and poisons his victim. The victim then goes into a state where people think he is dead because his heartbeat slows so far down that they pronounce him dead. However, the witch doctor knows better that he's actually alive, goes, resuscitates him, convinces the guy he's a zombie, dopes him up a little bit, and he has a slave working for him. Wow, I need to do that. That sounds like a good idea. I mean, yeah, that's highly illegal. Can't do that. Anyway, but as far as viruses go, I think it's possible, stem cells have the ability to regenerate dead cells. And stem cells are root cells. They're cells that start off in the embryonic state when we're children. That's how we develop into, and while we're in the mother's womb and all that kind of stuff. So it would be interesting enough if stem cells, which scientists are working on now, by the way, to actually regenerate organs, make us younger, even bring the dead back to life. What if this was a disease that people had? Some kind of speaking of transmitted diseases, I mean, look at Mr. Condom here. I think that's the real reason he's trying to wear the hazmat suit. I'm married, man! And I'm straight. I think you're a male in that suit. No! Okay. Anyway. So, I think a stem cell-like disease could be possible. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe it could be possible.
Could be possible. Yeah, don't fart in that thing. Okay.
Thanks for the great advice.
Well, yeah. Okay. Ugh. So anyway, that's the freak portion. Now to the geek portion. For the geekiest thing ever, there were really two debates I wanted to come up with. Either one for Pokemon. Pretty geeky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's right up my alley. Or, even geekier, Dragon Ball Z. Alright, you don't get much geekier in Dragon Ball Z than I have. I had all the seasons on DVD, movies, every movie, Dragon Ball GT. I had the freaking toys, for crying out loud. So, the random rat's really funny. But, Dragon Ball Z, when it came to games, it was always iffy. I liked the first Budokai game. Don't get me wrong, it was awesome. Budokai 2 comes along, it's still pretty good, but then the controls, once it gets to Budokai 3, start getting a little harder, but, we still love the concept of, the 2D, you fight each other and it's a game of contest. But then they got into their 3D games, and the 3D games became so difficult. Why? The freaking camera. Oh my god, the camera, right? I mean, you cannot see your own character fighting, because let's say you get backed into a corner. All you see is a transparent green silhouette of what your character used to be, getting the crap beat out of by someone as weak as like Nappa or a Cyberman. My apologies if you don't know who those characters are. What do you think, Freak?
At least they're not getting the crap beat out of them by Krillin. That's impossible.
Yes, or Yamcha.
Yes,
or
very
Yamcha.
true.
Yeah. But anyway, so the camera angles have been hard, and then, of course, they go from simple controls to they get more complicated, and now, in order to teleport, you gotta do, like, 3 different buttons, and then 10 other different moves, and then a special attack, and then you can teleport. But only under special conditions. And it's been repetitive. I mean, with Dragon Ball Z, it's always the same thing. You know what's gonna happen next before it even happens. So the new game comes out, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z, which is modeled after the new Battle of Gods movie. But I wouldn't advise getting it, which a huge Dragon Ball Z fan like me, you'd expect, well, no, go and get it, right? Wrong, because I've played all the games, they pretty much suck, okay? Now, I will admit, blowing the crap out of stuff, that's just fun, okay? We love doing it. Not really. He's not a terrorist. He just looks like one. That's debatable. But anyway, if y'all couldn't tell, I was whispering. I said he looks like a terrorist. Hopefully we don't have agents coming through the door. But anyway, the gun makes total sense now. The rat has now gone onto my shoe. But getting back to Dragon Ball Z. The games, as I have mentioned, they pretty much suck. So I wouldn't go and get the Battle Z. I just go get a cheap copy of some of the older versions. Hopefully they won't, drop the ball too far. Like in the case with Mr. Condom here. And hopefully they'll recover with a pretty good game. But so far, just like the Sonic 3D games, they're sucking it up pretty bad. Well, this has been our pilot episode of Geek and Fr3ak. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you get more subscribers to us. We hope you have enjoyed our show, and any last words, Freak?
Minute Maid's on the floor. Ah!
Goodbye.
Come here, Minute Maid.
The camera slipped, dude. It was slipping towards the end.